Afternoon in Talybont-On-Usk, written by Neville Carpenter. The sun hung high in a sky of endless blue, spilling golden warmth over the rolling hills of Talybont-On-Usk. It was one of those perfect June afternoons where time seemed to slow down and the world smelled of perfumed flowers and sun-warmed stone. Linda and Nev sat comfortably in the shade, on the patio bench seat, mugs of cooling tea in hand. They had offered to look after the house, and more importantly, the dogs, while their niece and nephew were away on a weekend break, and they couldn't have asked for a better setting. Around them, the garden was a riot of color. Flowers climbed the walls in shades of crimson and cream, lavender bushes hummed with busy bees, and taller plants stood like sentinels against the green backdrop. Beyond the fence, the landscape opened up into lush green fields that stretched toward the dark, brooding silhouette of the forest. "Listen to that," Linda whispered, leaning back in the garden bench. The air was filled with life. Robins and blackbirds sang from the hedgerows, their melodies clear and bright. High above, cutting lazy circles against the sun, the buzzards and red kites drifted on the thermal winds, scanning the fields below for prey. Every now and then a sharp cry would echo down, a wild sound that connected the peaceful garden to the vast countryside surrounding it. Then came the sound of paws on grass and happy panting. Bailey, the sturdy Welsh border collie, was patrolling his territory with intense focus. His brown and white coat shone in the sunlight, and his eyes, bright and intelligent, darted between the butterflies dancing over the flower beds and the distant movement in the fields. He was a creature of instinct, always watching, always ready, but today he was content. He trotted over, dropped a slobbery tennis ball at Nev's feet, and looked up expectantly, his tail wagging a rhythmic thump-thump against the lawn. All right, one more time," he laughed, throwing the ball across the lawn. Bailey exploded into motion, sleek and fast, gathering it up in a flash. Nearby, Primrose was having her own adventure. The fluffy cockapoo with her soft cream-colored curls was far less serious than her companion. She was busy sniffing every root and pebble, occasionally pouncing on a fallen leaf as if it were the greatest prize. Finding a patch of dappled shade near the flower beds, she decided work was overdone. With a happy sigh, she rolled onto her back, legs splayed in the air, inviting belly rubs from whoever walked past. Nev reached out and scratched her ears, and Primrose's eyes closed in pure bliss. They sat there for hours, simply being. They watched the light filter through the leaves, turning the garden into a patchwork of light and shadow. They watched the hawks ride the wind, masters of the sky. They watched the dogs chase, explore, and rest, perfectly happy in their temporary kingdom. In Talybont-On-Usk, surrounded by the beauty of the Usk Valley, there was nowhere else they needed to be. The worries of the world felt miles away, replaced by the rustle of leaves, the song of birds, and the warm, happy weight of two dogs sleeping peacefully at their feet. As the afternoon sun began to dip slightly, casting long shadows across the grass, Linda smiled. "We should do this more often," she said. Nev nodded, watching Bailey and Primrose play amongst the flowers. "Yes," he agreed. "This is what it's all about."